Good morning, guys. It is May 7th, 2021. On this video here, I want to talk about some things that have really been on my mind. Um, and this is something that I know that not everybody is going to agree with this, and not everybody's going to be happy to hear this. Okay? But this needs to be said. And I'm mainly talking to the people who are really just kind of complacent, and I'm not trying to scare people or upset people or be all doom and gloom. I mean, I don't believe in that. I don't think it's right. I think it's um, on it. I think it honestly doesn't help anything. But I am gonna talk about some things that I am seeing, and that is I'm seeing a lot of things that um, are concerning to me. Um, if you've noticed over the last, 12 to 18 months, what has been going on, people have kind of lost their minds. Now, I know that, you know, what happened in 2020 caught people off guard and stuff, and I get that. I understand that. It caught me off guard too. I wasn't sure what was going on. I was a little nervous. It has affected everybody in some way, shape, or form. But there's still a lot worse that could have happened. And so I want people to really think about that and count your blessings. Um, Second of all, there's a lot of people right now that are not using their brains. And this is what I'm going to say. I know I'm going to step on some toes, but this has to be said, okay? This has to be said. Because it is driving me crazy right now. It is driving me nuts. People are so concerned about getting more money. And there's some people that are so concerned about getting more money so that they can go on vacation. I'm sorry, but if you don't have, food put back and you're not getting yourself in a better situation just in case something else happens, then you have no business going on vacation until that is taken care of. If you can't pay your bills and you can't buy groceries after spending that money on vacation, you should not be going on vacation. Period. And I'm mainly talking to the people who just are not thinking and are being just irresponsible. And I'm not trying to offend people or be judgmental, but it is what it is. And I have to tell the truth here because this is honestly getting on my nerves. If you can't pay your bills, if you can't pay your rent, if you can't pay your electric bill, if you can't pay your water bill, if you can't pay for your food, if you can't pay for gas, if you can't pay for a car repair, I'm sorry, you have no business blowing money on all kinds of things. And let me just be really, really clear. I am not saying that spending money on fun things like that is wrong at all. Okay? If you have the money and you're prepared and you're all set and you've taken care of the important things and you still have the money to do that, by all means, go ahead. I have no problem with that. But I find it amazing that people will whine and whine and whine, but they don't want to give up their coffee at Starbucks, or they don't want to give up driving a brand new car, or they don't want to give up going on vacation so that way they can get stocked up and prepared. I honestly have no idea why this is so hard for people. Zero idea why that's so hard. And like I said, by all means, if you are all set and you're ready to go and you've done everything you can and you have the money, by all means, go right ahead. But, you know, I really need people to think about this because people are not using their brains right now. And they're not getting their priorities straight. You know, it it just blows my mind to know that people are like that confused. But I just want people to be aware because honestly, guys, we're in a time right now where you know I'm not trying to be doom and gloom, and heck, enjoy life, you know, and don't worry about things. But just because you don't worry about things does not mean that you can just stick your head in the sand and act like nothing is going on. Because honestly, if you cannot feed your family, if you cannot pay your bills, then why are you blowing money on other things? And you know, people got all this stimulus money and stuff, and you know, blew it on, you know, a new TV or building a deck or something. And, you know, that stuff isn't wrong. But if you have debt that you need to get paid off, or if you didn't have a job and didn't have income, that is not what that money should have been used for. And I'm going to say this. If at all possible, get out of debt. Get out of debt. It's not guaranteeing success and it's not guaranteeing, you know, full prosperity, but it is guaranteeing less stress. Okay? Because if something happened, if you lost a job, if something happened, then you won't have to worry about that. Okay? You know, people are always concerned about, like, oh, you know, what if the economy goes down? It's like, then it goes down, okay? We have no control over that, people. But you can control the controllables. And that is your personal finances and your personal situation. And you do the best you can do. But, you know, God has given us the money that He has given us. First of all, it is not ours, okay? It all belongs to God, okay? But He has given it to us to manage and um, to enjoy but also to provide and to serve. And so, you know, it really bothers me when people just blow money like crazy and don't even give any thought to, the important stuff. And I'm not saying that, you can't enjoy nice things or enjoy a vacation or enjoy, you know, a nice purchase. That's not what I'm saying at all. Please hear me out on that, okay? If you've taken care of all the important stuff and you still have that money and you're able to do that, by all means, go ahead. I want you to enjoy that, okay? But priorities, 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 okay? It's really important. Um, you know, and it's one of those things, like, people have been warning people about this stuff for a long time. And people are like, oh yeah, but, I have to have a new car because an old car might break down. Well, I'm just gonna say this. It doesn't matter if a car is old or new, it could still break down just as easily. So, I mean, I have nothing against people having newer cars. I prefer older cars because I trust older cars more. There's a lot less to go wrong with them. But, I just think about this, instead of getting a new car, get a used car that's at least 4 years old, and it's still pretty new. You know, my parents did that years ago. They bought a used vehicle that was 4 years old, and they drove that thing for 12 years. And it was extremely reliable for 12 years up until the end, and then it started having some issues, and then it finally died. But, I mean, we drove that sucker forever, literally across the country. So, what I'm saying here is, you need to get your priorities straight. And if that means, giving up some, luxuries for now so you can get yourself in a better position, then by all means, that's the smartest thing to do. And especially right now because, it's easier to do it when you have income and when you have things, flowing fairly decently than it is to try and do it if something happens. And I'm not trying to scare people, and I'm not saying that something's gonna happen. We just don't know. But what I am saying is we have got to get our priorities straight. I mean, that's just the bottom line. We've got to stop being so consumed with what everybody else thinks and with our status symbol, and we need to be wise and first of all be thankful that the Lord has given us what we need, what we truly need, but also to just live more comfortably, financially without all the stress. And also, I want people to just know that, you know, it doesn't matter where you live or what is going on, you can still do your best to get yourself in a better position. And I say all this to say this. You know, we need to be responsible with what God has given us. You know, because that, how do I put this? It's, it is irresponsible to be blowing money and to be going everywhere, not paying attention, not being careful, not being considerate, not being concerned for the future. But also, it's also something where if you're just blowing money on yourself, how is that helping other people? What if there was somebody in need who really needed some help? You know, or what if, there was something, you know, that happened, you know, and you lost your job or whatever. Just think about some of this stuff, okay? And I'm not trying to judge people, and I'm sorry if I came off as kind of harsh in the beginning of this video, but I'm really trying to get my pet peeps out right now. And this is something that has been driving me nuts for years. When people, here's what I'm gonna say. First of all, I understand if people are truly in a bad situation. Okay, I understand that. You know, if you're truly strapped and you know, you're really tight financially and stuff, and you haven't been just blowing money. Okay, I understand that. I'm not talking about those people. I'm not talking about disabled people or limited income people. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the people who made more than enough money and decided not to be smart and not to be careful and are now complaining and whining and blaming everybody else. I have a big problem with that. If you're not willing to be responsible and you're pointing fingers at everybody else, I'm sorry. The only person that's responsible for that is you. If you did that and you weren't responsible, you you are responsible for your actions. And I'm just saying this just to help people understand. You know, because, if you can't pay your bills and you can't feed your family after, if you're barely able to take care of the necessities, basic food, not eating out at restaurants. I'm talking about basic food from the grocery store. If you're not able to do that, then why are you blowing money everywhere else and not taking care of what needs to be taken care of? I just want people to think about that. It's very important because we need to, like, look into reality, and people just need to wake up. They really do. Because we need to look into reality and say, okay, you know, I had no control of what happened in 2020, but what I can do is I can make sure that I have emergency savings put back, I have food put back, I have emergency stuff set aside, and if something happens, we can ride it out. But, you know, people were like whining and whining, and I'm talking about the majority of people. And I'm not saying that you have to go crazy, but there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to have at least a month's worth of food and a month's worth of toilet paper in your house, at least. Even if you're in an apartment, a month's worth of food and a month's worth of toilet paper is not a ton, okay? And I'm just gonna talk about like the majority of people here, okay? And I understand that there are exceptions to this, but I'm just gonna say this. If you cannot survive 2 weeks without a paycheck, you really need to check yourself and see what you're doing. Because honestly, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. If somebody who is making a good income and, you know, if they would just live within their means and be careful, why they couldn't survive 2 weeks without a paycheck. Because people were freaking out when the whole, unemployment thing was happening. And I'm like, okay, could you at least have 2 weeks to a month's worth of expenses somewhere? I mean, I'm just talking about the majority of people. I understand, like I said, I understand that there are certain people and certain situations where that's truly not an option. And I get that. Okay? Please hear me out on that. But I'm just talking about the majority of people who are driving brand new cars and constantly paying $500 to $1,000 a month just for their cars. I mean, people, this is crazy. So, I don't know, but it is what it is. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.